Afternoon, ma'am. That's a great set of legs you got there. But right now, I'd like to focus on those lovely hands of yours. I need them to start filling this pillowcase with cash.
Anything else I can do for you today? Duncan?
No.
I'll admit, some of my past Total Drama videos are pretty high on the cringe level. Well, more of my script reading voice and the awful jokes I make. And the topics of those videos? Yes, I get it, I'm a creeper. Thank you for reminding me. I mean, I'm still proud of all the Total Drama content I made for this channel, and you guys still enjoy them regardless of my weird personality. So, thank you for the massive support. I really appreciate it. And picking from a decent pile of my past videos, the adult jokes in Total Drama video was probably the most fun I had making. And seeing how that video did.
What?
Oh, I did not expect it to be the most popular on my channel. I don't know, maybe it's a thumbnail or something. Thankfully, YouTube didn't come after me. Yet. Fortunately, we haven't even made it halfway down the barrel of all the funniest and possibly disturbing jokes in Total Drama, so why not do another list? Once again, these jokes are mostly sexual, and also pretty nauseating. Sometimes funny, because quite frankly, who doesn't love a good adult joke? Especially in a cartoon that's supposed to be for kids, even though it's not for kids. I'm not made for kids. Let's look at another top 10 adult jokes in Total Drama.
I don't get it. Where's the camera guy?
So it seems that Chris has some sort of fascination with Larry, you know, his pet mutant Venus flytrap, you know, that big f***ing plant. I mean, at first it's kind of like missing your pet. You had a really pretty plant, then you somehow abandoned it in a toxic-filled island, and now you finally reunite with it. But knowing Chris, he does hide some weird shit about him that unfortunately the public viewers already know. In the All-Stars episode, No One Expects the Spanish Opposition, when the heroes bring back an egg from Larry as part of an Easter/quarantine challenge, so Larry's a girl now, it hatches to reveal a very disturbing implication. I'm pretty sure there's a phrase for that.
Bestiality sex.
So we already know that Izzy is indeed a very crazy character than we thought, seeing as how she knows how to stalk people. But what if I told you there was something that Izzy does that kinda makes you shiver in disgust, and at the same time, feel like you want to vomit a bit just from the mere description of it? No, just me? And the thing is, she isn't a part of this scene. In the World Tour episode, Noob Kids on the Block, DJ's in the confessional bathroom and Heather comes out of the vents to get him to form an alliance against Alejandro. She did say she was waiting for him to show up and had to deal with other people in the bathroom. And one of those people was Izzy.
I did have to wait a while for you to show up. FYI, Izzy likes to sing Pop Goes the Weasel when she... Ugh.
And of course, the Redonkulous race is not done with its fair share of hidden jokes. I mentioned in the previous adult jokes video about Jose and Jock with the ass joke. And here's another one from our favorite vegans, Miles and Laurie. In the second episode, the teams arrive in Morocco and are tasked on finding 5 spices from the spices kiosk and ride on their camels through the desert. Well, except for Miles and Laurie, who decide to walk with their camels instead. Don't worry, they have a good reason why.
Our camel benefit was beautiful, and deserts are really hot. If we win the million, we're launching a Stop Riding Camels campaign.
Take hikes, not humps.
Or we could call it something else.
Okay, I don't know why, but this is kind of reminding me of the Geico Hump Day commercial.
Leslie, guess what today is?
It's hump day.
Who loves meatballs? Well, after watching this, I'll never look at meatballs the same again. In the Total Drama Island episode, Brunch of Disgustingness, both teams, boys and girls, are challenged to finish their courses and see who wins in the end for a nice weekend on a cruise. Here's the catch though. The courses are mainly disgusting abominations from toenail soup to a live grasshopper's tangy jellyfish and live anchovies pizza. All from the hands of the great Chef Hatchet. Now back to the meatballs. This was the team's first course meal. Just a simple plate of meatballs. Except,
Well, technically, you're right, Owen, but these are kinda special.
It's beef meatballs bourguignon.
Okay, now when I first watched this, I will admit that I was pretty disgusted on what these beef meatballs were, since obviously they were neutered from balls. But the strange thing is, this was the Cartoon Network edited version. The Canadian airing was a whole different story.
Well, technically, you're right, Owen, but these are kinda special.
It's beef testicle bourguignon.
Okay, that is a lot more effective. Beef testicles, oof. You know the whole joke throughout Island about Owen and his habit of getting naked on live TV? I mean, other reality shows does this, so why not for kids? Despite that whole joke, Owen is a pretty energetic guy that mostly scream and shout things out of excitement. Though he can sometimes say things that probably should have processed in his head before speaking. Like this, for example.
I'm glad we're in our own cabin with just guys, you know what I mean? I mean, no, I didn't mean it like that. I love chicks. I just don't want to sleep near them. I mean...
Well now, looks like it's probably not over between Harold and Lashana, seeing how the Napoleon nerd still has a hard-on for the sassy girl. Despite what happened in Island, Lashana seems like she doesn't really want to be in a relationship with Harold and tries to tell him that, well, they're not a thing. Unfortunately, Harold doesn't see that and instead thinks that she's just playing hard to get, and he's definitely seeing things in a different light in one of his action confessionals.
I see the way she looks at me, like she's unpantsing me with her eyes. Her beautiful brown eyes, like chocolate almond.
Keep dreaming, Harold. Keep dreaming. So remember that scene when Gwen was trying to explain the Trent situation with the killer grips in action? Well, it's just, it's Owen looking at, Lindsay's cleavage and kind of smiling very creepily. Also, she's wearing nothing but a towel on. So that doesn't make it any less awkward now, does it?
Holy f***, is this wrong?
Even though the fallout of Duncan and Courtney's relationship left a bad taste in my mouth, I still love going back to them being together in a not that toxic relationship during Island and probably parts of action. Sometimes from cute and awkward moments to painful ball kicking moments too. However, during the sports movie episode while Lindsay and Harold were beating each other with marshmallows Rocky style, it seems Duncan is way into Courtney's dirty talk.
Courtney, you're... Play dirtier! What?
I like when you talk like that.
I don't want to think about what kind of roleplay they do privately. Wait, why am I thinking that at all?
Chill, Owen. I spent the night in Courtney's trailer.
Really? What did you two do all night? Come on, come on!
Oh boy, we're mentioning Lindsay again and her tomatoes. Hey, not my words.
Okay, so he meant like sports seating. I knew that. But if there was a gardening challenge, I would seriously kick butt. I mean, nobody can even touch my tomatoes.
What?
I mean, who knows? She probably loves to show off her tomatoes. Wait, no, I didn't mean like... Okay, so usually for my top 10s, I would have honorable mentions depending if there are more that could have made it on the list, but for this occasion, I won't show them. If I were to make another sequel for this topic soon, I want it to be a surprise since there is a shit ton of more to look at. I probably should have thought of that for the first one. But regardless though, we're still not done with the dirty jokes. Alright then, so let's move on to number... Oh no... So we're gonna end this with the Redunculus race, and... oh boy. In the episode Last Tango in Buenos Aires, the teams are tasked on performing a tango dance routine to move on to the next part of the challenge. It's so obvious the ice dancers had this part in the bag, and now we have the police cadets with their... You know what? I didn't eat my eggs anyways. I think I have a doctor's appointment. Excuse me. This is so worth it.